Hey guys, it's Avenger, welcome back to the channel, and we're here in Thompson Pass, Alaska. Now it looks really white and snowy. I don't know how accurate this is. Now, this is real world weather, and there has been snow here today. Moderate, not severe. I don't know what the actual coverage is meant to be like at this time of year here. Google Earth says it's snowy. I don't believe it, but it does. And we've got about -3 Celsius right now, so it's pretty cold. A little bit of wind. Nothing too much to worry about. And we're off on our way today to the wonderfully named Nugget Creek cabin up in the mountains just north of Chitna. So let's head on in. We're in Bagaloo's 172 bush today. And let's just take a quick look around at Thompson Pass here, because this is a gorgeous little scenery. I need to get around to tweaking my speeds on these things, because if you've got the sign here, you've got the actual road itself, which looks a lot more like a highway when it's not, you know, snowy. All the way down Thompson Pass. The truck park over there. That, believe it or not, is our runway over there. Little cab here. But no, this is our runway. It's going to be fun. It's also, that's definitely looking at snow clouds up above us, so we're going to get the hell out of here, is probably the most polite way to put this. Okay, let's make sure we have our systems checked here. We are good to rock and roll. Everything is set up and ready. We are fuel in. Parking brake is set. Fuel pump is on. Where's our preheat? That's going to stay on for the duration of this flight, given our weather conditions. Now the breakers all work in this new version. I know he's meant to be updating it so the doors all work. I'm not sure whether the classic version will get that or not, but I believe some of the versions of the regular G1000 version in Bagaloo's aircraft have this functionality now. Did I mess with where the avionics switch is? I don't think I did, because the system's actually on. And it's doing the time to climb routine here. So we're just going to go ahead and set this properly now, whilst we're on the ground, and we can, without much hassle. So we want N. Remember Charlie 01. NCC. I keep thinking it's meant to be a Star Trek, ship designation. It is not. Are we going for NC? Oh, NCC01, Nugget Creek cabin. Bingo. Okay, so it shouldn't be too long a flight. It's about 62 nautical miles, so we should have a relatively simple trip today. So let's get ready to crank her over. Clear prop. Right. Okay, so without much ado, we're going to get ourselves a buggy in here. Take that off. We'll put this back on again. Get ourselves turned around and head out to the strip to get taking off. We're heading off to the north here today, and it's beautiful actually out here in these conditions. So I'm very, very happy to see what it looks like. Get past this pickup truck over here. Let's turn my head on as well, actually, shall we? There we go. Now, is this the turning I'm looking for here? No, it's this next bit over here. So we have to go past this fence. Thompson Pass traffic. Remember 403 X-ray departing to the north. Oh, that got sunny all of a sudden. Live weather, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's veering offside slightly. Stay away from the bushes. Just like with Jurassic Park. There we go. Off the ground nice and easy. We'll get ourselves climbing up to altitude now. Shouldn't be too long a flight for us. It says 40 minutes. It will not be. But we're heading up the valley here to the north. Then we're going to take a right-hand turn at the next junction. And then we go left up the Copper River, which will take us to Chitna. And from there we head towards the mountains. Up the correct valley. And we land at Nugget Creek cabin. I love saying that. Nugget Creek cabin. Nugget Creek cabin. It's a great little word. Or phrase, I should say. Or name. But that shouldn't be too difficult for us. It's 750-ish feet of gravel up there. We took off from 2,000-ish feet of gravel behind us. 2,400 feet, I should say. Let's make sure our power's measured. It's a little bit dark, actually, right now. knock a bit out of our mixture there. So we're climbing up here. We're going to be staying in the valley, so it shouldn't be too big a deal for us today. We should be just about fine. We're heading kind of northeast here. Should take us the right way. Along the river here, then join the Copper River. Which should be exactly what we're looking for. Why is my voltage not indicating? That's weird. Alternator's in. Oh, that was out. All my other breakers are in. Keep our nose where we can see it. No, everything looks to be... It's our battery there. I believe that was an issue, perhaps, with the sim. I'm not sure why it's doing it, but... Interesting. We're getting recharge on the battery. Or we should be. But it's being a little strange. How weird. I noticed the same issue with the battery reading to be 0 on... No, that's gonna look weird, sorry. Yeah, my head's just darting around there. No, we are engaged, so that's a weird little possible buggeroony there. Reading low voltage. So let's get ourselves further north here, as we should be. And we shall pop out soon close to the Copper River, which will take us due north. And we should be good to go. So we're about approaching 7,000 feet here, so we're going to sort out our condition in a second. Flight is looking a little bit shorter now. We've actually got some speed to us. Alright. Where's my CHT? Yeah, amps look good. So we have got power. And is it me or the fuel gauge is reading off the chart as well? This might be a bug. I'm going to hope it's a bug. It seems like the most comforting answer to get here. There's my EGT, so let's just ease her back a little bit here. Alright. Okay, so EGTs, that's interesting. I'm getting electronics or instrument failures there. So we've already got some failures going on. That's quite unusual. I'm not sure why those aren't working. This might actually be a wider systems bug with the aircraft build I'm running on. That could well be it. I'm not sure why that's happening, but there you go. Well, at least we've got most of the things we need working. That's the important part, isn't it? Okay, so the Copper River should be down ahead of us here, I think. If we're heading to where we think we are. Although it's saying we head straight across this mess, so I think no, this is us flying north. We take a right here, then we take a left. Yes. This makes much more sense. We shall navigate the Alaskan way. Turn right at this junction, turn left at this one. And we'll get there in the end. So 22 minutes is going to be slightly optimistic, having to follow the valleys, but I'm not climbing above that mess. Especially with my electronics being wonderfully reliable. Yeah, I think there is an actual possible bug in the version I have installed of this aircraft. I could be wrong though. We'll find out. But like I say, my fuel instruments are off the bottom. My temperatures seem to be reading normally. But fuel flow is basically stuck on 0. And EGT is sitting there at a lovely reading of almost full, basically. Fuel's reading as 0. Switch to left tank, we get no difference in reading. How bizarre. Well, we have a semi-functional aircraft. We'll go with that. This isn't too difficult actually a trip, as long as I can actually generally keep the direction I need to go in. We should be just fine. And this area is absolutely breathtaking, especially with the snow. Absolutely love it. Let's move that off that screen there. So we are getting live weather right now, so it's not too windy, 3 to 5 knots generally throughout the area. We'll get some gusts in the mountains, but overall it's cold, very cold, and it's calm. So we're not going to near any clouds. We're staying the hell out of weather, and we'll keep an eye on the aircraft. Pitot heat's on. We're getting good readouts for our general. See, I think it's our electronic instruments aren't behaving themselves, which is weird because we have got the radio stack operating. They're all fine. Go figure. Even our transponder's functioning. Should have probably plugged that in a little bit earlier, but, you know, who's counting? Only me in this world. Only me. So we should be going left up ahead here. That'll be the Copper River ahead of us. Just past this rise before us. And then we are straight up past Chitna and across to the mountain range. So it shouldn't take us too long at all. We're generally still heading in the right direction. We're just taking a bit of a zigzag to avoid having to climb over that stuff. Because going above that stuff will put us in the horrible clouds above it, which is exactly where we'll turn into an icicle. And I'm not a big fan of that. So, news. I like to do a bit of news stuff whenever I actually record these videos, but Sim Update 11 soon, and the anniversary stuff. I am most excited about the Beaver, and a few of the other aircraft we're getting. The Goose? Maybe we'll see. Although, unfortunately, they're making the same version of the Goose as we have now from those guys. Is it Big Tire? Big Radial. There we go. So the same older retro Goose, which makes no sense. If you're going to do 2 of the same aircraft, make the slightly more modernised cockpit version that has the retractable floats. That would be a unique selling point. Okay, granted it's free, but it's kind of pointless to do 2. The Beaver, I'm worried about. We're not going to probably get a full fidelity Milviz from that. I expect it'll have a lot of Milviz stuff, but I'm also disappointed because I don't think they'll do a separate Beaver now that they're doing the one for a Sobo, which is highly disappointing. So we're going to get a nerfed Beaver. But they are talking about their Turbo Beaver, Turbo Otter, or Turbo Otter, Otter, and a potential Turbo Beaver, which I will fly a lot. Helicopters, of course. Finally a supported fun feature, which will make things interesting if they actually add code aspects to actually support them. We'll see a lot of change in the helicopters that are out existingly. We've definitely seen some changes of recent with Sim Update 10 though, in terms of how people do things. One of those notably is Iris's PC21. I noticed that their glass instrument readouts are beautifully crisp, and that's using some of the new stuff from Sim Update 10. You can read them at a really good distance from them, so it's going to be VR compatible, it's going to be things like head tracking proof, where your head's moving around, you can actually get a good clear reading. Like I can read the GPS there for example, but it's not always that easy to actually get a good read on instruments from distance. So it's useful to have that functionality. Okay, so we'll be heading to our left here. North up the valley. Along the Copper River. Those mountains look so forbidding in the snow. They really do. Like, I know this area of Alaska is starting to get snow in the near future, or about now, but I'm not sure it's fully covered yet. Hopefully some of you who are in the area actually do know can tell me. I'd love to find out. What is the general kind of progression of the weather and snow settling on the ground in this region? Also, wow, a Sobo screwed that one up. Oh, the Copper River is more like the not proper river. That's some boingy lumps. Almost more like an ice flow than a river. Yeah, there's some terrain elevation issues there, because the islands are where they're meant to be, the terrain's where it's meant to be, the river is sunken down. Good job. Well, good job. There's lots, plenty of other good scenery to look at other than a derpy river. Although it makes beaching a seaplane rather hard with those shorelines. We should be out of this in no time. We're going to descend a little bit here. We're starting to get a little bit close to the cloud layer. Pull back our power a touch and we'll ease the nose down here. Get ourselves below this a little bit more. We're below it, but I'd like to be a little bit more clear. Because we're starting to feel the effects of icing as we enter the fringe layers of the cloud. So let's drop down below this, give it about 1,000 feet or so. That's descending by the looks of it. Because that was clear of the actual peaks earlier, now it's right at them, so we're starting to get into something interesting here. Hopefully the cloud stays that high, otherwise we'll be in some trouble. Keep ourselves descending here. We'll probably hold it about 4,000 feet. Should be good for us. Another topic I wanted to discuss, and this is going to be a little bit more, should we say, divisive. And if you have an opinion, please throw it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I should also probably do that YouTube shill routine where I tell you to like, comment, and subscribe. It actually really helps if you subscribe or like the video. It really helps out the YouTube channel. But in terms of commenting, I don't care about that. I just want to hear from you. Like, I actually want to hear what your thoughts are. And I will postulate the topic. Has Xbox ruined Flight Simulator? Or has it saved it? We have a lot of the old FUDs in the community, and I use that jokingly, of the opinion that Xbox is ruining Flight Simulator. And that without Xbox, it would be a far better sim designed for true simmers. And then we get into the wonderful argument of what is a true simmer. I don't know. Do you? Am I a true simmer? Am I not? Who knows? What I will say, though, is that I disagree with that opinion. Because I believe that it's the influence of Xbox and the market, more importantly, of Xbox, that has given Flight Sim a new lease of life. Because without this, I don't think we would have a new sim. Without the intent to bring it to the Xbox market, I don't believe we would have actually gotten this. I truly believe that having that wider audience, that more casual audience, and way more accessible to them in, and now we have consoles that can support a sim like this, allows this to live for longer, and that we will see an evolving, updating, changing sim, rather than a new release of a simulator every couple of years, which we didn't have for 14 years, don't forget. I believe that this will lead to this simulator living on for a decade plus, with constant updates and features, which can only be good for us as technology advances. It will most likely live on the next generation of consoles too, which will be again good for us. A bit more mixture in as I descended. Getting dark in here now. That's one heck of a Lego river. Oh, the terrain elevation memes never cease to amaze me. I believe we're heading toward these valleys right ahead of us, because Chitna should be just around to our left there. Or in that region. Keep the power back here. It's hard to actually read where I should be keeping my power on this one, because we're running a more powerful engine. And it's still running the constant speed prop. Oh, not the constant fixed pitch prop. So, full throttle. It's about the same RPM as you'd expect, actually, in hindsight. But it wants to run a lot harder. A lot harder. Alright, let's level ourselves out here. Now we are good, I think. 5,000 feet should do us just nicely. No, I believe truly that Xbox has been the advantage that we needed. I believe that aircraft designed for the more casual simmer are vital because they interest people. Not everyone wants to jump in a PMDG 737 every flight, or the Boeing 247, or a full fidelity 172. I truly believe that more casual simmers need to be taken care of. They are a majority. People that want to start on the runway and go flying and explore an area. people that want to fly in third person or on their controller. Not everyone has got a full sim rig setup. Not everybody has, you know, the GPS systems attached. Not everyone has, you know, peripherals. Not everyone has the time. And in this busy modern world, we have to cater to everybody, because the more we cater to them, the more the minority of more hardcore sim fans, and I will count myself amongst the minority there, those of us that want a super complicated add-on, you know, I'd love to see A2A's B-17 return. I loved managing that aircraft. But my point stands. I believe those of us who want truly high fidelity, failure-rich, feature-rich aircraft, we need those more casual simmers. And there are times where I want to be more casual too. I won't necessarily fly in third person, but I want a plane I can just pick up and fly to have fun, or go sightseeing, or go race down a river at 3 feet off the water. You know, we have to manage that gap. And it's catering to that more casual market that will see a future for us. Look at those clouds ahead of us, wow. No, catering to that market will keep this simulator alive for longer. It will give us the lifespan we want, it will give us the features we really want, and it will give us the performance we want. Who'd have thought we'd be flying in this back in the FSX days? Look at it. This would be hundreds and hundreds of pounds of DLC scenery and cloud packs. I mean, God, you know, people gripe so hard, but this view we're seeing right now, in this visibility of this quality of an aircraft, with this scenery, with these clouds, we'd be paying hundreds for all this stuff, and we'd love it too, wouldn't we? We'd all be happily running over to Orbex and other companies. No shade to them, I love Orbex. And I bought all the Orbex Global stuff, by the way. We'd be running over there and throwing our money at them. Why? Because it's what we want. And when really the big issue here is expectations have changed. And notice the river's gelling out here and balancing out more. I think the river was descending down the valley there as it heads towards the sea. And here it's actually level, and back there it was below where it should be. So there you go. But now, unfortunately, I do think expectations have shifted, and I think that's led us to a position where we have an unrealistic climb of those expectations. Unfortunately. And it's led to people being a little grotty about things that they really don't need to be. And I think that's kind of gelled with my whole philosophy of my reviews on this channel, is that I aim my reviews not at the hardcore simmer. No. You can get something from those reviews because you can see the features. You can see those systems, you can see those features, those add-ons, those systems depth of failures, the realism. You can see all those things in the review, and you can decide for yourself, because most likely you've read the information, you know they're offering failures, you know they're offering, you know, full simulation, and you might watch a video or two, but in general you know what you're looking for. You guys know what you want. I know what I want. I'm not going to look at certain aircraft because they just don't interest me. However, and we're going to turn now on course, Chittner over there, heading off to Nugget Creek cabin here. But no, you guys know what you want. The more casual simmer, the more inexperienced simmer does not. So I try and aim my videos at those people, because whilst they benefit the hardcore amongst us, they're most important to the people who aren't quite sure yet. Is it going to be overcomplicated? Is it going to work? And in many cases, most players, out of the box, and yes, I'm calling you players, not pilots, get over it. Out of the box, everyone's going to jump in the plane and have a crack. Tell me you are going to buy an aircraft and you're going to sit there for 3 hours reading the manual, back to back, learning every step, printing out the checklist before you even hop in the plane. Some of you might, but that's going to be 1 out of 100. People are going to jump in and have a crack. Because we want to play with our pretend aeroplanes. So I try and aim the videos at that first experience, which is the goal. To look at how it's going to feel as a first experience. Is it going to be overwhelming? Is it going to be too much? Does it make some sense? How's the performance? How does it look? Any weirdnesses? Things that I'd want to know before I put down cold hard cash. I'm lucky that I'm in a position I am where whilst I buy most of the add-ons I review, that some people send me the add-ons to review, and I try to be honest about those too. I have to be polite, of course, because someone's sending me something. It's a business deal. You know? I am not so powerful and so big in the sim community that I can literally get given something because, well, people want Avangel's opinion on it. Oh, we have to send her a copy because it's Avangel. Doesn't matter what she says. We have to. For the exposure. I'm not that big. I'm pretty small, in fact. So, then again, I also want to clarify here that I would not do that because that's rude AF. I consider it good business to be diplomatic. To be polite. If someone is sending me something to review, I have the common decency not to be an a-hole about it. And that is my personal motto in life. Because they're not going to send you something again if I'm an a-hole. If something has flaws, you can see for yourself. I make sure you can see for yourself and make a judgment. Watch the video. I may not say it, but you can see it. I do things the polite way. I will not say something is bad, but if it is bad and you don't like it, you cannot buy it. You can see what you've seen in the video and go, not for me. I will diplomatically comment on what I consider to be flaws or errors or bugs, but I try to do it in a polite, grown-up way, which also seems to be lost in today's gaming world. And it sounds like I'm an old geriatric whatnot going, oh, in my day. No. I'm in my 30s. I had my birthday on Sunday. I feel old, but I'm not. I'm mid-30s. And I have realised at this point in life that I can't get away with just being rude about things. Nor do I want to. I like to be polite about things. I like to be diplomatic. I like to have some class. That's important. And this is a lot of trees, by the way. Woo, heck, this is a lot of trees. So we're still in the Copper River Valley here, by the way. This is curving round to this way. So it's flowing from, I believe, this direction. Heading... Actually, it is going from this direction, round there, round the corner, down the way we came up. It's joined by another river from the other side there, so we've got that convergence near Chittenden. I believe that's a convergence river, but we'll see. So where... This is going to be really hard to find, by the way. I hope you're all prepared for this. We're going to have to work out where this strip is. Looking for 700 feet of gravel hidden under a layer of snow. So we're looking for the vaguely clear bit 700 feet long in the snow. We may have to get creative. I did not think this one through. I have no idea where I'm going. We'll make it work. God, those clouds are stunning out there. Look at that. Technically real world weather. According to weather information I found before the flight, it snowed today / yesterday up here at Thompson Pass, behind us, and it has snow. It will snow on the 28th and 29th. So there is more to come, basically. In fact, meant to be heavy on the 28th. Heading to almost half a year where Alaska has snow. I'm going to have to go fly in some more sunny areas, I think, this winter. I don't think I can tolerate 6 months of snow in the sim as well. I think I will be heading to the Caribbean, to Asia, South America. And I do want to go back to flying Ukraine again. But this time in some more interesting terrain than just the farm fields of the east. I want to find something a bit more dramatic and wild. I believe I had the Carpathian Mountains mentioned to me, which sounds fun. Right, where are we here? Is it up this little valley ahead of us? We're 10 miles out, so yeah, it's going to be around the corner here. We'll just eke ourselves off to the right here. It's so relaxing flying. That's the one thing I do. And I know I've ranted quite a bit in this video about silly things. But I like to use these flights as a chance to unload. You, gentle listener, are intelligent, wise, beautiful, fantastic, but you're also good listeners. And I know as a what we would call these days an influencer in the flight sim world. Have I actually achieved influencer status? Is that a real thing? Am I now an influencer because I do reviews? Oh god, I am. I've become what I feared most. No! Hey, I'll tell you now, you will never see a Raid Shadow Legends or a NordVPN advert on these videos. Can promise you that. Guaranteed. Will not do it. That is a safe guarantee from Angel there. But I would ask you to hit like. Give it a good slap on the hindquarters, send that pony up the paddock. We'll go for that one. Yeah, so we're coming up to the end here. We'll be flying up this valley and finding the strip. Want a little bit more altitude here. What's that down there? That is not what we're looking for. 7.5, 3 minutes out from our destination. We'll find our spot and we'll set down. But yes. Now, as I believe technically an influencer in the flight sim world, I have a responsibility to be honest. I see it as a responsibility to be a truth speaker. Someone who gives their opinion, who tries to speak rationally, who tries to stand on the side of reality. I'm not going to use this as a position to rant about wanting X, Y, or Z. I will accept the realism of what we need versus what I want. What we need isn't going to line up with what I want. I guarantee that. Necessity will always outweigh that. And like I said, we need the casual sim market, otherwise we don't get the more complicated sim market, because there are lots more of them and less of us. What you saw from the ending days of FSX and P3D was the hardcore market remaining. Because we're the only idiots that were still playing that shit, 14 years after it had come out. People had moved on. Now, when it comes to this world now, literally, the more casual and more kind of hobby market is what will keep this alive and updated and time and money being invested. You have to realize for a live service game, money must be invested for it to continue working. So, we have to do that. And hopefully, we'll see it for quite a while. So far, things seem to have been good, so we will keep our fingers crossed. Okay, we're arriving now in the ballpark, so 3.5 out, so it should be somewhere ahead of us. Zoom in a little bit so we can see it. Off to our left here. Nugget Creek, where are you? Pull the power back here. Give us a little chance to spot things. That might be it down ahead of us. We're expecting about 3 knots up here, so it's not too bad. Cloud coverage is almost above. Probably get snow later, so I might not be getting out of here tonight. Right on the river's edge there. That's going to be us there, I think. Right down there. Just here. I think that's in fact us. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I have to unpack my tent as well. It's one of the features I've loved since that came out. Yeah, this looks like us. 750 meters. A little bit of FPS pop as it loads in. Oh, this is looking... Yeah, interesting is the right word here. Where's the runway? That must be it there. That's... Oh, it curves. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Where's the cabin? I don't see a cabin, do you? And that looks like a stream down there. So what's water and what's solid ground? Oh dear. Huh. I have confusals. I don't know which bit we're meant to be landing on. This might involve some guesswork. But I guarantee it's going to involve some guesswork. Let's get turned around and set up for this, shall we? We shall make it work. Remember, folks, fly anywhere you want. Just don't fly like me. You'll live longer. Right, let's give it a notch of flaps in here. Another one at least. Okie dokie. Pretty sure that's the runway. Yes, yes, yes. Keep whining as much as you like. I hope this is solid. Otherwise we're going to be up Nugget Creek without a paddle. Hey! Oh, I hate myself. I really hate myself sometimes. Okay. Tell me this stuff's solid. I really hope it is. Looks solid-ish. Yeah, feels solid. Okay. I've no idea where the cabin is. I'll have to go look. But for now, we're going to pull over here. That is water. Okay. Looks like very icy water. Alright, let's end that business. Turn my head off. And find my controller. Alright. How do I make you upright again? Yep, that's the river. Well, that's ice there. So we were on what I assumed to be the runway. Yeah, I expected it to be some sort of cabin up here at Nugget Creek, but I can't find it. That's clearly added in water, because you can hear the flowing. That's not a normal sound. I may be missing something from the scenery. Oh, there it is! Okay, we found it. We found it. We found it. I'm going to head up there. That seems like way more fun. Rather than worrying about setting up a tent, I'm going to go stay at the nice warm cabin. Right, let's see if I can turn around before hitting the water. Oh, that's too much. There we go. We'll take her up here instead. Yes, 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 yes. Quiet. I have to get a... maybe a little bit flatten one tyre there. Otherwise we'd be in a bit of problem town. It's quite bumpy terrain here. Good job I've got massive bush tyres on. This is a very bouncy aeroplane. Okay, where are we going? Up here on the right, I think it was. Oh, excusez-moi. I think the path forks off ahead of us here. Yep, that looks to be us just up here, because it's up on the right below this bluff, isn't it? Is that us? That is us. Delightful. There we go. Come on. Nice and well behaved. If someone comes on here and has been to this area and tells me I just drove up Nugget Creek in a plane, then fair enough. I can go with that. Oh, I could dig this. I'm not sure about the outhouse though. In the weather, the weather. That's the word. There we go. El Parkingo Breako on. Where are we? Where did we go? Oh, we're down there. There we are. This sounds quite wet. So I'm guessing there is meant to be water there, and I just drove up a river. Probably not a deep one, but still. I think it crosses this area here. Yeah, I think it crosses here and goes down there. So I'm not sure what I landed on, but yeah, probably not ground. Here we are. The lovely Nugget Creek cabin. I will include a link to this one and Thompson Pass in the description, of course, as always. So if you want to come fly here, you can. I'm going to see a lovely little cabin here, which has got another house inside it. Huh. It's houseception, or cabinception. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.